to book a place at the Rok Cup Grand Final in Italy later this year. A reminder of the events on the calendar this year. We start, of course, here in Singapore. We move to Indonesia at the start of February before the roadshow goes to Thailand at the end of March. Then we're back here in Singapore in May. Then Indonesia is the 5th race of this year's series in June as the Mini Rockers get on to Thailand for race 6. Then Malaysia at Shah Alam in 7, and then finishing off in Indonesia with the 8th. 8 minutes of qualifying then for the Mini Rockers. And let's see who can stake their claim for P1 and a front row position in the lead up to our heats, pre-finals and finals off the grid later today. So 8 minutes then to register a time. It'll be 8 minutes for the Mini Rockers in the GP50 category, along with the experts and the juniors and the seniors, who will be qualifying in 2 groups. Quite astonishing, the ability of some of these young drivers, as we get an early look at them coming down the main straight into the Bridgestone corner. Track's in magnificent condition. Very different weather conditions to when the Rok Cup was last here in December, when we had a wet track. It can always change in a split second in Singapore, but at the moment it looks like we're set fair for warm weather and dry racing throughout the course of the day. Looking at DILLAN Tan there, the first lap time still to come in of Eugene Motorsports. And there's an up-close look at Max HOELLMANN of Germany, representing GP Racing. Now TIMOFEY leading the way, 51.426 seconds early. TIMOFEY of Russia, racing out of Malaysia, setting the early market here. NICOLAS STATI in 4th, and look at him as a hair past the starter's box, and magnificent handling of those corners. NICOLAS STATI just working in the slipstream, looking to pull out and try and make his move shortly there. Almost racing bumper to bumper there, incredibly close. He now pulls away as TIMOFEY records a best lap of 50.686 seconds. Plenty of time still to go. Well, having said that, we're almost halfway through this qualifying. It's TIMOFEY in 1, EMILIANO in 2, QARRAR in 3, Martin in 4, Jacob in 5, and DILLAN in 6. But less than 2 seconds separating the 14 Mini Rockers here in the opening qualifying session of today's action. There's TIMOFEY, our leader, just up the backside of the Thai driver TUGOLUKOV. And track position key here. Look at this great slipstreaming again from TIMOFEY. TIMOFEY just trying to find a way to make a move here, just utilising that slipstream quite brilliantly. As again we get past the starter's box. Almost half a second now, the gap between TIMOFEY and EMILIANO in second. Much tighter between EMILIANO and QARRAR in second and third than Jacob DILLAN and TUGOLUKOV. But gap starting to open up now. There's a group of 4 drivers there close together. We get a look at EMILIANO, who's got some clear air in front of him if he wants to start putting his pedal to the metal. But this qualifying now starting to unravel in earnest, and it's TIMOFEY. The gap closes, EMILIANO makes a move. There's a look at STEFANO PEDANI. TIMOFEY though has now made his move, and he's got daylight in front of him to try and improve on that 50.356 lap time as we approach the final 2.5 minutes of qualifying. And the mini rockers here on the first round of the Rok Cup of Singapore in 2020, and TIMOFEY MIKHAYLOV of Russia is staking a very early claim here to be the driver to beat. NICOLAS and EMILIANO are both trying to chase him down, and it's 7 drivers now recording lap times inside 51 seconds. But still, the standard of driving here is such that there's now just over 2 seconds between all 14 drivers. But TIMOFEY leading the way inside the final 2 minutes of Mini Rok and the Little Rockers qualifying. Must mention the Little Rockers actually, there's 2 of them, those slightly younger than the others, FIRHAND and CONRAD GARROW. CONRAD, you can see they're down in 13th. QARRAR up in 4th. It's some drive from QARRAR at the moment. Martin down in 12th, but of the Little Rockers, QARRAR in 4th. He's putting in a sensational drive, but he's still chasing down this man TIMOFEY, who's improved his lap time again. 50.132 seconds now for TIMOFEY MIKHAYLOV. He's getting faster and faster. There's a signal coming in from someone on the pit wall there to one of the drivers. Maybe trying to get the attention of someone to come in here. But TIMOFEY MIKHAYLOV of Russia is in splendid isolation at the moment. Just shy of 1/10 of a second in front and going faster all the time inside the final 60 seconds now. And TIMOFEY MIKHAYLOV, and look at this drive from QARRAR FIRHAND of Indonesia, from the Kartmaster team, a Little Rocker, one of 3 Little Rockers in this qualifying heat, and he is recording some time here. I must mention as well, the only girl in the contest here, KATRINA of Malaysia, a very respectable drive from her in this qualifying session, down there in 10th. But the best lap recorded by TIMOFEY MIKHAYLOV is 50.132, 7/100ths of a second faster than the sensational Little Rocker QARRAR FIRHAND in second as the time expires. And now we just await to see what those final lap times are. TIMOFEY doesn't look like he's trying to go faster. 50.132 may well be the time that he registers. But QARRAR certainly is improving. Sensational drive from the young Indonesian. As the checkered flag comes out and the final lap times are processed, it's going to be TIMOFEY in provisional P1. But the story, arguably, of this qualifying session of the Mini Rockers is the Little Rocker QARRAR FIRHAND, who qualifies in P2 ahead of the heats, pre-finals and finals later today. It'll be the GF1, GP and GP50 categories onto the track next as the karts make their way back into the pit lane. And we await confirmation of those provisional positions. If you are watching from around the world live on the One Play Sports Network. It's 10:30 in the morning local time here in Singapore.